Oh, do you know what? I literally, as I saw you doing that, Ian, I literally thought, have you got one of your kids in to do some kind of technical stuff? I hadn't realised at all. And then that's a lot better. What a way to start the morning. That's a lot better than the normal one you have. Well, I'm getting deeply concerned, though, how many masks you have. That is very concerning. But good morning.
Morning.
Good afternoon. Good evening to
his
everyone.
gaffer told him that he made a guest appearance on here a couple of times. He wanted to come on. So.
That was very good. Good morning and welcome to everyone.
Morning, all.
Everyone on the panel, everyone in the chat. Good morning to you all. Three guests today. Let's go around the table, see everyone is. Mark, how are you, sir?
Yes, all is good. All is good. No updates overnight. So Grandson Gate still continues.
It's literally, we normally say no news is good news at Tottenham waiting in a window. Right now, it's no news is bad news. The way it's been going. Philly, how are you, brother?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Other than having this cold again, but I'm good anyway. How you doing, everybody?
Always good to have you on the channel again, Philly. And Ian, how are we doing today?
Yeah, good, thanks. Good. I'm just wondering, is this Levy in or Levy out, this show now?
This show is still Levy out. Always has been, always will be. It's
not sure after yesterday, Brian.
Listen,
not sure,
mate, no one ever doubt my allegiance to that. It's just at the moment we are in an extremely good time at the moment, and I'm enjoying what I see. I'm still Levy out. This man has a long, long way to go.
Yeah, he does.
I even consider changing allegiances. But before we get into the show, let's just say hello to everyone in the house. Sean Slater, who is literally on tour to Huddersfield today. So cheers, Sean. Welcome. Mark, who you're already here. I was about to say good morning, Sheriff. You're here. Eddie, good morning. Sleepy Mocker, good morning. Dragon D's Nuts, good morning. Andrew Gregory, good morning. Ren, good morning, hun. Sweden is in the house. Good morning to you, Tony. James Flower is in the house. Fran, good morning to you. Stephen, George, the man, Ray the Yid. By the way, thank you very much indeed for that message, Stephen. That's really nice of you. Callum, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Josh, good morning to you. Perky, good morning to you. Rayman, big up, my man. Hope you are good. Benjamin Foster, good morning. On your bike. Scott, good morning. I have to start this earlier now. I'm doing the register at school. Kudos, good morning. John Ellis Hall, as always, good morning. Good morning, Crossbone Gaming. Graham, good morning. Sammy, good morning. John, good morning. Shem, good morning. Clement, good morning. As always, Colin Cross is in the house. Tigaro, good morning. Neville, good morning. International Observer, good morning. Tempest Fugic, good morning. Up Down Undermore, good morning. Carl Simpson, good morning. Bill, my man. I saw your WhatsApp, haven't read it yet. I'll get round to it. Neil and Mario. Okay, we're there. So
this is a hell of a classroom. A hell of a
classroom. Brother, can I just say one good morning to someone? Big up Kate Rickman. Big up Kate Rickman.
Is she here?
Yeah, she's there somewhere. I know she is.
Okay. So Kate, when she gets there, and of course, the chairman of the board of the Guardians of the Pumba is here, as is Phil P. Big up. So before we get to Tottenham stuff, obviously there's been a bit of breaking news today, and it's upsetting news. Ian, I'm going to go to you first. Sven-Goran Eriksson has revealed to the world, unfortunately, he's got terminal cancer. Wish him all the best for the remaining time that he has. It's always a horror to hear that. I have to say, I have very, very fond memories of Sven. Very, very fond. I was with my cousin. No one will ever be able to take the 5-1 away from Germany for me. And I have to admit, that World Cup in career in Asia was one of the best World Cups of my lifetime. And mainly because I was drinking then and pubs were open 24 hours a day. And I was absolutely off my face by 6 o'clock in the morning watching England. So it was a great World Cup, that one. He gave some good memories, didn't he, Ian?
He did. He did. You know, it was a shame because the team underachieved. He had a really good team that he took to the World Cup. It was a shame. But listen, he had a very good club career, didn't he?
Yep.
And this is the one, unfortunately, this is the one guaranteed thing in life is death. And you know, we'll get there. We'll get there at some stage, which is a bit depressing and a bit morbid, but it is unfortunately the reality.
I have to say, big up, Richard. But enjoy your painting, mate. I love hearing what people are doing whilst they're listening to us. painting with the AirPods in. That's all good, mate. Phil, real shame about Sven, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And for him, he gave me some good childhood memories because I've been watching Italian football since 1991 when Gascoigne went over there. And for me, I grew up watching Sven managing Sampdoria, which is a team that's front to my heart, and with Lazio as well. So it's like a double blow for me, not just with England, but with them teams as well. So it's sorry to hear that from Sven.
And Mark, finally with you, such sad when you hear these kind of things, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like Ian said. It's the one guarantee in life. We're all going to go on at some stage. But to be honest, I was more jealous of him with Eureka Johnson because I was furious.
Well, you just got to become an international manager with lots of money.
Yeah,
and
that's obviously where I went wrong.
That's exactly. But listen, to anyone that watches this, sending out best wishes to Sven-Goran Eriksson. There you go. Thank you, James. That's what I need. I loved. I said I loved hearing what people are doing whilst watching us. I've rapidly gone off it. Thank you for letting me know you're standing in your pants cooking an omelette. It's very nice of you. Right, Tottenham. Let's get into Tottenham for a change. January the 10th, 2024, ended up to be quite the day. Dragusin in, Dier possibly out, Ndombele staying, Romero declaring himself fit, and Maddison back in training next week. There is Mark, I'm going to come to you first this time. What is your biggest happiness out of all those things?
That we've got the signings in early. It's unheard of. It is unheard of. The negative is that Ndombele staying. Who decided that? Is it a club thing or is it an Ange thing?
No, he's staying in Turkey. He's not coming back.
Oh.
He's not come back to Tottenham, staying at Tottenham. He's staying in Turkey.
Oh, I thought you meant he'd come back and he was staying with her.
No.
But that's even more good news. It's all roses at the moment then.
Oh, what Mark? For a minute there, I just thought you were about to pick up an Ndombele mask, Ian.
No.
So you're sticking with Dragusin in was the highlight of yesterday.
Yeah. Well, and Werner to a certain, Werner's like he's like one of them wait and see. I mean,
Philly, out of everything that happened yesterday, what was your highlight?
It has to be Dragusin. It has to be Dragusin. Because Dragusin gives us strength and depth in a department that we've been weak in for years. And I've been saying this to you offline and people online. Our defense has been woeful for years. And so having some strength and depth there, having some rotation options in there is a good thing for Spurs. And that's exactly what we needed as a football club.
Yeah.
Okay. And Ian, your highlight of yesterday?
I think it just, again, because of the history that we've had under these owners, I think just getting signings done, and I think Ange has basically put pressure on. He's fulfilled his part of the bargain in the first half of the season. If it hadn't have been for that disastrous match with Chelsea, I'm sure we'd be top of the table now. So I think the owners have had to come in and back him, and in fairness, they have. It's taken them 23 years, but at last, or that's maybe not completely correct because since Paratici joined, Spurs have been buying quite a lot of players and quality players and at keen prices as well. So, but they got the job done, and thank goodness for that. Now we've got to translate it into a trophy.
Okay, do you know what? I'm going completely different to all of you. The highlight for me yesterday was hearing that Tanguy and Ndombele stayed in Turkey. I was so worried about him coming back and literally whether he'd be training with the under-23s, whether we blocked him from coming into training, whatever we did with him, ripped up his... I didn't want him anywhere near this first team, anywhere near it. I didn't want him anywhere near the under-23s. And the fact that I don't know what we've done or what he's done to say, extend their stay, or not extend it, just say they're not sending him back. I think Ndombele not coming back here is bigger than everything so far. On yesterday, just saying yesterday. Just want to say hello to someone I have not seen for a while. Punchbag Workouts, brother. I hope you are good, my man. Yeah, the Bayern fans, the Bayern fans have been giving it today and yesterday for the last 24 hours. It's been hysterical. Twitter has been an hysterical place over the last 24 hours. The great thing is I just don't pay any attention to it anymore. I switch off. It's got so ridiculous. But that's it. But like we said, Satangi's gone. We spoke a lot about it yesterday, obviously, on the fan show. Romero declaring himself fit. Okay, so let's have a little chat with Romero declaring himself fit. I want to come to you, Philly, first.
Mm-hmm.
We spoke about this a little bit on the fan show if you weren't watching yesterday, and I said, Anne just said, don't listen to the players.
Mm-hmm.
When he said about Van der Ven and Maddison, he was like, I'll listen to our medical team. I don't think he's ready. I honestly don't. I think if you look at it, when we had Bentancur come back against Bournemouth, no one had a clue. No one had a clue until you saw him walking on the pitch, and then the picture went wild. Then he's in the squad. Do you think Romero is fit, or this is him saying, "I've seen Dragusin in. I want my place back"?
Right. This is the beauty of the Dragusin deal for me. Finally, yeah. If Romero's fit, it means that Romero can ease his way back into the team slowly. So if you want to put him in the 70th minute or the 80th minute and give him a little run out, fair dues. You don't have to force him to start. Because the worst thing about Tottenham for the last few years is that the players come back here and they're automatically in the team. And so you're just waiting for them to get another injury because they're not fully fit. But now with Dragusin there, you've now got the option of playing Dragusin and then nursing Romero back in slowly. And that's perfect for him.
Yep. I mean, Brian leaves a very, very good point. With Man City coming up, Ian, do we look at this and say, right, I'd rather you be ready for City 100% rather than race you for Manchester United?
At the end of the day, you don't risk players being out for several months for the sake of 3 points. It's ridiculous, or even if it's 2 weeks, you don't risk a player's health. And if he's not ready, he's not ready. The medical team will decide. And listen, it's the other positive thing to come out of this Dragusin deal is that Romero has now got to learn that his ill discipline could lose him his spots. And if his replacement comes in and does well, then he's going to be sitting on the subs bench, and hopefully Basuma will learn as well, because his discipline this season has been appalling. Yeah, you look at three suspensions pre-Christmas. So no, I'd leave it with the medical team. If they deem him fit, then I suppose you start him with Dragusin on the bench.
There you go, Mark. Before I come to you, I do want to say one thing. I want to highlight and single out one fan, and it's this man here, Anir Banjiri, who's come into this group chat, and obviously one of the things we are very, very proud of at Tottenham on Tour is you guys in the chat are always so courteous to each other. Yeah, there's the odd spat here and there, which you expect. But generally, one of the things we pride ourselves on is the great community we're building and the great chat and friendships that I can see being built in there. And seeing fans coming from other channels always happens. But this guy or woman, I don't know if that's a man or female, this guy's been so respectful, has really come in and put in good stuff rather than... I just want to say a big up to this guy, because being a Chelsea fan, you get a lot of fools that come in and try and be funny. So welcome into the community, my friend. And yes, Agent Poch is doing a wonderful job. He should stay for the rest of the season and see out his contract. I think Spurs and Chelsea should actually learn never, ever hire managers from ex-clubs, because it's just not working. But Mark, going back to Romero, your thoughts on whether he plays again? Would you play him, or you think this is too soon?
No, well, Ian made a great point about we got competition now. We got competition, and from what I know about this Dragusin, he's very similar to Romero. He picks up quite a few yellows, and so ideally, one of them will be suspended anyway, and then the other one will come in, as long as there's no injuries. But Ian made a great point that Romero's been that bad with his discipline. He's going to have to learn now, because I can't see Ange just putting you in because you're the starter. You got to earn your place. And this is what we've all wanted for years. You know,
Yep.
you got to earn your place. You're not like when Harry Kane was there. Oh, he just goes in anyway. All right, not that he ever dropped form, not really. But like, you know, he was the first name on the sheet. And then there was no one there challenging him and pushing him. You know, but now we actually have depth for once. For once. It makes a change. It really does.
There you go. One thing I have to say, and James Flower said it, and there's a few people said it. Isn't it amazing? And Ian, I'll come to you first. The way now that every single person is wanting to be fit and raring to go.
Yeah.
Under Ange, we're done with. Oh, it could be. Players would have taken an injury easily last season. Last season, the season before, they've been like, yeah, not right, whatever, because of the state we were in. Everyone is chomping at the bit to get on that pitch, aren't they?
I just think it's exciting times down there. You know, players know when they're onto a good thing, and everybody wants to be part of it, which is fantastic. You know, it's just a shame Ange just can only pick 11 players each week to start. But you know, everybody's there. Everyone wants to play. It's a great place to be. You know, and really looking forward to the next few years.
Mark, your feelings on everyone wanting to play and be fit?
Yeah. It really is. I mean, you only got to go back to. I mean, we always thought Lo Celso was only fit for Argentina. You know, when it came round to playing for us, he was always out, wasn't he? You know, always until Argentina played. Then suddenly it'd be like he was fully fit. But you know, it's brilliant to see. It's brilliant to see. Finally, what Ange to me is on Poch levels. You know, as far as getting the team playing. You know, obviously he's not been here long enough to really judge him, but at the moment, I'm over the moon with him. Over the moon.
There you go. Dragusin, everyone's saying has only had one yellow card, so maybe we'll see what he's like. Obviously, that's the Italian refs. We know the quality of refereeing over here. It'll probably get pooped a lot easier over here. Phil, what's your thoughts on everyone, the way everything is at Tottenham right now and everyone trying to get fit?
I'm happy for that. That's exactly what I want. Competition for places.
Yeah.
Competition for places builds hunger and desire in everybody here so that they can go to the next level. That's what's been needed at Spurs for years. Even under Pochettino, our squad was a first 11. There was nothing underneath. It was just glass. Now under Ange, you can finally see there's strength and depth in multiple departments, and that's what we need. Yeah, we haven't got defensive midfielder. Yes, we haven't got certain players, but I want to see hunger. I want to see passion. I want to see desire from everybody. And I want to see that. And the best thing about Dragusin last night was the fact that he came in willing to back himself to come in and break Romero from that football team. That's what we've been missing. Mourinho said it himself. We need to have the competition for places there because it builds up hunger.
Yep. So one thing I will talk about now, and obviously talking about players declaring themselves fit. Thank God Dragusin is here, because now Ben Davies is out for 5 to 6 weeks. And Philly, I'll go background start with you. Ben Davies, for me, in the last few weeks, has been incredible. Like him, hate him, people want to throw mud at him, whatever. He's come in and had to do a job. He may not have all the attributes. He may not have the skill set of the players he's replacing, but he has been the model professional and stood up where we've needed him, hasn't he?
Yeah, but Davies has always been like that. Davies is a very good professional football player, but to me, he will always be a stopgap. 3 or 4 good games, but not long term. Someone who can come in, do a job, make sure the team's steady, like a steady Eddie, and then just when he's ready, go back out of the team again. That's his job, and sometimes you need that in a football club. You need that kind of player, and so I commend Davies when he plays.
There you go. And actually, I'm going to go around and ask all of you anyway. Let's bring in, obviously, this man's injured again. He's, as much as I love him, and I know there's people, and Johnny waxes lyrical about him, and rightfully so. When he's on the pitch, he does a job. He does a very good job. but he's unreliable, isn't he? You just can't base. Excuse me. Ange tries to do game by game. You can't even do that with a Celso, can you?
No.
Phil.
You can't do that.
Lo Celso, what's your thoughts on Lo Celso?
Lo Celso's a good player, yeah, but another one like Sessegnon that you can't rely upon because he's going to be injured. He's like glass; his body just breaks down, and I think that's in the back of his mind as well. Is that he's going to break down at some point, and so you can't really build a team around him. So the best thing to do is when they get fit, and I know people are going to say, "Oh, I'm harsh here," but the best thing to do for it is to sell him. Because the best ability is availability. And if you're not available for me, then I can't rely upon you. So you have to go.
Pigger, do me a favour. If you follow me on social media or anything, send me a message and I'll put you in connection. If you're talking about that video of my mate at the Scotland Yard watching the wearing the sun shirt, I'll give you his details. Not a problem at all. He's also brought out a Pedro Porro one. He's bringing out a Vicario one. And he's working on a Van der Ven one now. So those kind of tops, which are incredible pieces of art. If you follow me on social media or don't, start following me, and I will immediately send you his details after the show. Ian, your thoughts on Ben Davies' injury and obviously the Celsos?
Well, I was with someone a couple of days ago who was going to be out with Davies Tuesday night, and he was saying that it's not a bad injury, and he should be back in around 3 weeks. Although I'm hearing a longer time frame. He's been listen, guy's a terrific professional. There's no question about it. He's just not quite good enough for where we're going. He's done really well, and he's got the best out of him for the last few weeks. No question about it. And he's had some really good games. And I think it was one game. I think Wolves, even though he was at fault with the goal, I had him down as man of the match. He's a good player. He's a good player.
Donna Cullen is in the house. You haven't got a mask to put out, have you, Ian?
Who, me? What, for
Donna Cullen? You haven't got Donna, have you?
I haven't got a Donna.
Oh, my God. I was going to get very concerned. I
don't have a Donna mask.
To very concerned, but big up Donna Cullen. Mark, your thoughts on Davies and Lo Celso?
Yeah, I've always felt sorry for Davies because he's always lumped in with the same boat as Eric Dier. It's like, who do we want to get rid of? The first two names, Davies and Dier. You know, it's always been like that. But I've always quite rated Ben Davies. I've always liked him because he's never a 10 out of 10 man of the match, but he's just sevens and maybe an 8. He always tries his heart out. All right, he's probably not quite good enough, but like for his attitude and his ability, he's exactly what we need in my opinion.
Okay.
You know, he's never going to be first, but as a squad player, he's ideal. And
he is. He deserves. Listen,
yeah.
Ben Davies. I've said it all along. When we got labelled with the bad eggs, the bad reputations, the bad personalities, the toxic ones, somehow, because some people didn't think Ben Davies was up to par or whatever, they put him in that bracket.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone that could be more the opposite, as in not a bad personality, not a bad egg. Will always do everything he can. Always.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Played out of position. Can we get better? Have we got better? Yes. Is he dependable whenever we need him? Yes, he may make mistakes. Yes, he may. The way we play football mainly isn't set up for the way we want to play. He's not a Van der Ven, blessed with pace. What he does do, he has done incredibly well, and he deserves a lot of credit. And I have to say, big up to Leslie as well. Good morning to you, Leslie. Before I bring up a subject that's going to set the cat amongst the pigeons, thanks to Sean Slater, but I'm not going to throw him under the bus. It was a great question, and I want to discuss it. I think it's actually a very good question, but we are going to talk very quickly outgoings. And I don't want to talk about outgoings, Højbjerg, blah, 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 blah. We've got a lot of youth prospects coming through. Our community section, Amir put up a brilliant question saying which one of the youth do you think not we should just get out, but deserves some game time. One thing I will say, one thing that I keep hearing, and it's hotting up, is Dorrington could be on his way to Millwall. Look out for that one. Alfie Dorrington could be going to Millwall. It's developing. We'll see what happens. But for me, it's him and Donnelly. And Sean, me and Sean had the chat, and this is Donnelly's number one fan. Like me with Alfie. I think he needs. I can't remember who it was. Who was on that said he might be going to Orient? Was it you, Ian?
I was told by an Orient fan when I asked him if he'd heard about any transfer rumours for the O's. He said the only thing he'd heard was that Donnelly might be going to Orient, but can't see that now.
I still think there's something, but this is the thing. Ian, I'll stay with you. Then we'll go to Philly and Mark. If out of our youth, Phillips is obviously gone, which I'm delighted for, to say he'll start playing regular first-team football. So with a manager he's worked with before at international level, he's going to get the minutes he needs in regular, fierce, not under 23s, not light training. He's going to get minutes, and Plymouth are down the bottom and need a strong. He's really going to get tested. So I'm delighted with it. Ian, who for you would you like to see go out and get some minutes?
I think Dorrington as well as Phillips. I think there's no point the guy sitting on the bench week after week after week getting no football, because he's getting no football with the first team. The experience is great for him, but he's not playing. He's not playing weekends for the under 21s either.
Yep.
So get him out. Let's see what he's made of. At the end of the day, you've got three centre backs now who are quality centre backs. You've got Emerson and Davies who can cover. So you got five then, and we got 19 games left at the moment. So let's let Dorrington go out on loan as well. You've got to keep Donnelly.
Yep. You want to keep him?
Yeah, definitely. For me, it's important that he gets more minutes in the first team. I thought he did well on Friday. He didn't contribute too much creatively, but defending, he was terrific. He got
okay, let me ask you this before I go to that. Where do you see him getting minutes though? Because when Sonny comes back, listen, Donny can play midfielder, obviously up the top on one of the flanks. He's not going to get minutes in the top line, especially when Son's back. I just can't see it. Bench, off the bench. Do you reckon it's just off the bench appearances that will get longer?
It is off the bench, particularly if you're losing Lo Celso for X amount of games, and Lo Celso's cover for Maddison, and Maddison's not back yet. So, there could be a few weeks, where Donnelly gets first team action. I'd love to see him.
Okay.
All the reports have been superb.
Before I go to you, I'm going to go to Mark first. But before I do that, we've had someone painting the wall with their AirPods. We've had James Flower making an omelette in his pants, and now we've got JB delivering the mail whilst watching to us. You're doing good work, and we're there to keep you. It's probably a cold morning where you are doing it, so thank you for being with us, JB. Mark, who do you want to see go out?
I'm the least. I don't watch the youth teams whatsoever, and so all I can say is Phillips has gone to Plymouth. My daughter's boyfriend's a Plymouth fan, and so I can get regular updates. Updates. Like I'll be on Plymouth Watch.
There you go. You can be on Plymouth Watch for us. I'm definitely on Port Vale Watch. Yes. Philly, who do you want to see going out?
Oof. Everybody that's not going to play in the first team. That's in the academy. They all have to go out. Because I'm looking at Phillips here, and I'm looking at the Phillips deal and thinking, why didn't he go back to Blackburn at the start of the season? Because he was never going to get in the first team, so therefore it was advantageous that he came to Tottenham. It was so I didn't like the deal in the first place. Dorrington, should go out on loan because he needs the game time. Because at 18, and at that young age, you're developing, and you need to be playing in the first team. I have no names of who I want to go out on loan. I want them all out. So they can all get first team experience. And when they come back to Spurs, they can add something to the team.
I'll tell you what, this is what I'm saying. Right, again, with this chat, there's some balanced views here with us. We try and do this. Listen, when there's needing to go nuts, and trust me, I think the next subject we're going to bring up might go a bit nuts. But it's good to see that players are getting the credit they deserve. when they deal with it. So it is 4 a.m. It's actually 4:32, my friend. I get up at 3:15 every morning so I can do this show. I even start a new job next week, but I'm still going to stay up and do this show, but make sure I go straight back to bed. No other streaming after, because I actually enjoy doing this show. This isn't, oh, let's get up and do a stream. I actually love speaking with everyone, whether it be on the panel, in the chat. So this show stays regardless. I'm just not going to be streaming non-stop. Okay. Here comes the question. We got 28 minutes left. This might take a little bit longer. Sean Slater, I'm either going to get killed now or whatever, but I'm taking it. I'm taking it fully on the chin. Big question. Has Daniel Levy changed? But before people start going, no. Has there been a change in him since Joe Lewis departed and transferred his shares in October 22? That's the question, because whether we all know, and I'm going to come to you first, Ian, this is a genuine question. I don't think there's a right answer. There's not a wrong answer. But if you look at what's been happening, I'm still leaving out. So before people go, oh my God, he's changed. No. This is a genuine question. If we look at it, we all know the issues. We all know we've had problems. He left in October. Last January, we had the Pedro Porro nonsense and debacle, and Dan Juma, which was a disgrace how long it all took and what went on back and forth. But this summer, and what looks like this January, it's different. Now, is it Paratici? Is it just a pure coincidence? Or has something changed? Still need a lot more evidence to gauge it. But Ian, on that question, where are you standing?
I think I made a list of players. I think it's down to post Paratici. Personally, I made a list of players. Forget Forster, Perisic, Longley, and Danjuma that were sort of loans and free transfers. There have been, I've got here 17 players since Fab came in. Basuma, Ritchie, Maddison, Gill, can't read my writing, Emerson, Vicario, Romero, Kulu, Johnson, Porros, Spence, Sarr, Benson, Claude Phillips, Valiz, Mickey, and Udogi. You've got 17 players there, and I've worked out just over £450 million has been spent. So you're averaging around 26 million a player.
Yeah,
you know, with Phillips at 2 million and Ritchie at 48 as the two extremes. The team's been rebuilt from where it was left when Paratici came in, which was pretty disastrous, and you saw the end result of that last season when it was just horrendous. And I think that I don't think it's since Lewis came off. I think it's since Paratici came in. And I think the only thing missing is that, for me, a board should back a manager if they've got 100% confidence in the manager and they're going to get behind him and let him do his job. Then you give him the players that he wants, and that applies to whether it's a £5 million deal like with Dele Alli or someone who might cost 70-80 million. I'm unconvinced there yet because I haven't seen it. But aside from that, in terms of picking up players for no money, which Paratici is absolutely brilliant at, I'm actually delighted. And Levy's got behind and he signed off the checks. You can see from the team and the squad that's starting to build now.
So like I said, people, this is just a question. Do I listen? Am I still before people start saying, "Oh, I'm Levy out all day long for me"? All day long. That's not changed. It's not going anywhere anytime soon for me. But it's a question that I actually thought when Sean asked me it yesterday. It's actually a really question you can put some meat on the bones for. I mean, where are you standing with it, Philly?
Brother, I said it to you the first time we met, and I say it to you every time, mate. I don't like Daniel Levy. I don't like him one bit. I've seen it with Conte. I've seen it with Mourinho. I see it with Redknapp. Even when he had to start, we just needed a few players to go over the line. I saw it with Martin Yore. I see it with Hoddle. mate, it's going to take a lot of windows for me to change my opinion of Daniel Levy. But I give the devil his dues. He did a good deal yesterday for Dragusin. Let that be the start of Ange Postecoglou. And let's hope that next window, we go in again and we do another big player. Because there's going to be a point that you can't just sprinkle players in. You're going to need to add some stardust to this mix if we're going to go seriously win a trophy. And that's going to be the measure of Daniel Levy. Is he willing to put in a big name player that takes us over the line? Or even not even a big name player, a good player to take us over the line. And that is going to be the telling point for Daniel Levy and for Ange Postecoglou as well. Because
yeah, I know. I mean, listen, Kim puts in a massive thing. Listen, the main change in this is Paratici. There is no doubt. The main.
Yeah.
I saw a thing on one of my Levy Out groups actually that put in someone I don't know anything or anyone on TikTok, so I don't know their name. Any TikTokers, and this, I just do not go on that app. I haven't got a clue how to use it. I don't want to know how to use it. Started looking Paratici, and over the last 2 seasons or 3 seasons, the players have come in. The first season was a bit hit and miss. Second season was good. This season has been terrific. There's also, you add into it, obviously, Ange Postecoglou, and it could be the last throw that, listen, Colin mentioned about the protest that me and everyone did it. Me and everyone did, and there's a lot of them in here. A lot of them in here. I always said when people say, and I know Colin didn't mean it this way, when they say me, it was a massive group effort. I was just the one that had this platform to absolutely reach a lot more people, whether they wanted to hear it or not. But there was a lot of work that went into what we did. In Philly, you were there.
Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds, Brian. Let me just big up someone who's not in this panel. Let me big up Graham, because Graham, is massive. Yep. I am glad to call him my brother, because me and him walked down that street with that sign with you, and we protested that. And when you see the NFL and you see how much revenue the club generate from the NFL, man, it's sickening, brother. You look and you think, all that revenue, you could have put that easily into the team and buy players, mate. Real talk.
Yeah.
Yep. Like I said, this is getting back to this. This is just a question. I mean, Mark, where are you with this?
Now, to me, it is TBC, to be confirmed.
No, you won't get that. It's a joke with me and Ray.
All right, it is to be confirmed. All right, he's done it this one window, but he's got 23 other years to make up for that. You know, I mean, I remember the days when we were like, as I said earlier, when Poch was here and we had a first 11 and nothing else. You know, we could have easily won the league, the Leicester year and the year after, the Chelsea year. Easily. The only reason we didn't is because we had Champions League football and they had nothing. You know, they were in a similar situation to us. You know, but it's just one window is not going to undo 23, 24 years of like pain and suffering with one trophy. Let's get this straight. One trophy. You know, the FA Cup last time was 91. It's like 33 years ago. That's ridiculous.
Oh, Johnny's in the building. Good morning, Johnny. But yeah, like I said, listen.
Brian, can I give him 2 minutes?
Yeah, go on, just turn your camera off. Wait, I'll turn your camera off here. 1 second. Let me just put you. There you go. Join back in. Ian will be able to join back. So, like Johnny said, this man Paratici is a massive, and I have to say, both him, Johnny, and Irish Hotspur always stood by this man. I had my reservations at one point. I really did. Take it all back. I personally think the answer to this question isn't has Levy changed since Lewis. It's Levy's changing because if he is, it's because of Paratici and Ange Postecoglou. Someone mentioned as well, I will say as well, I will mention as well, the Brentford game, obviously losing that game was top. That game was toxic. It was the only time we ever protested after a game. We were in the coach and horses. We're like, nope, that's it. Obviously, there was the rub of the thigh by the wife. That game was massive, and I think that had a massive, no, not a massive. That's an understatement. Sorry, an overstatement. I think that had something to do with it as well. Everything, the fan pressure was getting to him, but Paratici has had a major impact, doesn't he, Mark?
Yeah. Well, maybe. I don't know. I'm not involved with the club, or I don't know what goes on behind the closed doors. Maybe he's actually going to do what he's good at, because let's face it, as a businessman, he's top level. It's just the football stuff he seems to mess about and get wrong. But like, if you asked him,
one sec.
Oh,
let me just check this.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that in the comments. He's flown to Munich, or
let's have a look.
Honestly,
Is this
don't know.
wait a minute, I'm just trying to find him. We go onto his Twitter page. Jadon Sancho. Where is it? Send me the link, please, James. WhatsApp it to me. But mate, it's going nuts. It's going nuts. It's okay. Don't worry. Listen, it's all going nuts. So, drastic change in conversation. Drastic change. It's broken whilst we're here. It looks like Eric Dier. Listen, one thing I will say, that season he had for us in midfield under Pochettino, I thought he was excellent. Absolutely, I thought that was his best season ever. He is gone. Did I want him gone? Yes. Was he? Someone said earlier in the chat, I can't remember who it was. I can't go back because there's so much going on in the chat. Said that him leaving is a huge milestone for the club.
Yeah.
Not even because of the quality of player he is, but because he's probably, apart from Ndombele, obviously we've got Sonny Steele and Ben Davies, but probably the last one to go that you would say out of that deadwood that needed going.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's done. It's done. He's gone. He's gone to Ian. I don't know, just so you know, I'll come to you in a second. We're just going around. Eric Dyer's done. Eric Dier confirmed, done. Plenty goal. It's going mad in the chat.
Can I just ask if he still gets his testimonial?
I don't know. Don't care if he does.
No. Because he's been here for like ever.
Needs to get one. And I will start a camp. That'll be my new campaign if Dier gets one. There's a very, very happy woman here in Kimber. Let's have a look. Exclusive news. He's a new player at Bayern. Has arrived at the airport now. Medical today. There we go. So Harry has obviously worked his magic.
Yes.
Adrian
Harry.
Mark, I was going to come to you first. It's big news, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, he is the one player that all of us have been saying. I mean, you just got to look when he plays for us. He points a lot, and that is about it. He points a lot when it's his man to pick up, and expects other people to cover his backside. Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, goodbye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
There you go, Philly.
You might come to me last week because I'm celebrating. I'm just about to do a limbo, mate. Seriously, I'm so glad to see the end of this guy. I can't hold my happiness in, brother. I'm just glad to see him gone, guys. Please, Ian, you might take over from me, mate.
I mean, what I will say, if you look at it now, having a look at our big up to my brother Lord of Akka is in the building. One of the best Twitter pages or whatever you call it, accounts to follow if you ever want to see incredible pieces of art. I don't know what he's just awesome. Everyone go and check him out because he is a top guy. One of my friends is in here. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Jamie. We love him. Great reporter. Great reporting. Speaks wonderful. Isn't a moany person at all. Ian, Dragusin in, Werner in, Phillips out on loan, and now Eric Dier out the door.
I get my feelings about Dier. I remember his first game. We were behind the goal at West Ham. We were sort of front row behind the goal. Last minute winner. Fantastic. I think the following season he played in front of the back four with Ndombele. He was absolutely phenomenal that year. I think he got glandular fever. He had a debilitating illness. He never recovered. He lost that yard of pace because the year with Ndombele, he got around the pitch brilliantly. He was superb covering Toby and Jan. And I thought it was very good for that small period of time. He wanted to be a centre back. He's not a centre back for me. And unfortunately, particularly last year, he was at fault for so many goals, unforced errors. And I think, he's had his time now, time to move on. He's been a great servant. He's given 100% in every game, whatever people think of him. But bon voyage and wish him well in the rest of his career.
Exactly. I mean, you look at it, he's gone. Everyone's right. Fabrizio has just tweeted it. Do you know what? I was about to start saying it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. But we were just a little bit delayed in getting to the party. Christmas is coming. What I will say, though, listen, we have got Dragusin in, which is brilliant. We're still short in defenders, I still feel, because we've let so many go, which is, listen, that's not a dig. I just think we need one more coming in because we are very, very light. If we could get one in, and this is being realistic here, don't go and say Todibo because I just don't see it happening. And that's, again, not me having a shot at the board or anything. I just don't think anyone is going to be able to get that out unless a Man City or a team with the cash or Newcastle go, right, there you go, there's 60. Philly, if you could bring in another defender, so whether it be central, it could be a wing back, whatever, anywhere across that back line, who would you want to bring in?
I'll bring a Czech Tosin in. I'll bring Tosin Adebayo from Fulham. Straight away, I'll be looking to bring him in because we already have a problem with our numbers. So I'd have him coming in, or I would look and
that's important.
Yeah, he's the one I would look at.
So that's why me and Johnny have been speaking. I would want for Bayern. Ian, if you could bring in another person on the back line reasonably, who would it be?
I think it'd be Lloyd Kelly.
Okay.
I think, you've got Dragusin's a right-footed player. You need a left-footed centre-back to cover, both Udogie and Mickey. And I think Lloyd Kelly would be the player.
So you got Ben Davies and Lloyd Kelly there for either or, haven't you, really?
Yes, correct.
So that makes sense. Good morning, Drew. Let's see what everyone else says in the chat whilst we are waiting for... everyone in the chat put who you would go for. Mark, who would you be going for?
No, obviously me, like Gary Mabbott. Obviously.
Yes, well, let's be serious. I said, let's be serious.
Right. No. Probably Lloyd Kelly.
You're going Lloyd Kelly as well?
Yeah, because he's homegrown. He's fits the homegrown quota. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, but then with Dier leaving, doesn't that mean that we've got an open spot for overseas player now? Because that means Dier counts as an overseas player, so you could get someone like is it Scavini, the one that's in the Italian defender? We could get someone like him, or we could get somebody else.
There's one. Was it a Torino that we were looking at? I can't remember what his name was. That Johnny waxed lyrical about. I'm looking at it two ways. One of them, I don't think is. I think it could be done, but I think it'd be complicated. Tosin is number one for me. But the one I would really want, but Ian spoke about left back cover and everything. The one I really want, and I think it would be a summer deal, is I think that, again, I don't know if it come for. Oh, there's a great shout. There's a great shout from Colin Cross. There's a great shout there from Colin Cross. But what the player I would love is I love that guy Robinson at Fulham. I love him. I think, but obviously I don't see him coming here to play second fiddle to Destiny because there's no way you get Destiny out of this team unless he's injured. You ain't getting him. But no. If this man ever comes back to this football club to wear this shirt, I will go absolutely nuts. I cannot tell you. I would have put it this way. I preferred Longley over Dier. I preferred Dier over Longley. Let's say that's just how I would feel about Longley coming back.
The other thing, Brian, is you've got 5 centre backs at the moment. If you bring in a 6th, you're further blocking the pathway for the kids to come through.
Yeah.
So, you know, five for 2 positions is fine. Should be fine.
You're right. That's a good point. Do we actually need? I think we're still a little bit short for the rest of this. Would you look at a loan deal for a player?
Maybe a loan deal, but no more than that.
Because you're right. You look at it. We got everyone coming back. Let's see what Leslie's just said. Next season, exactly. This is another point. Actually, mate, this is what we've got to start planning for. Because if you're looking at it, if you look at this right now, like Leslie just said, Spurs have got to be planning for Europe. And I'm not going to say what competition, because obviously we don't know just yet, but you would imagine, touch wood, the way things are going, we will be playing in Europe's top competition, the way it's looking. I would say if it's not that, it's Europa League. I think we're not finishing Conference League, but we're definitely going to be in Europe next season. I think that's a dunner. So like Leslie said, we do have to start. I mean, Rodrigo, you know, you and me and our feelings for this as much. If we pulled this off in the summer, my God, if this, I can't tell you how highly I think of this dude. I think this dude is going to be the best defender this country has produced since Terry and Ferdinand and King. I put him, not saying he's going to eclipse him or be at that level, but I think he's going to be, when we get to the end, he is going to be the one that people, I would love him. But what do you reckon, Philly? Would you prefer a loan deal to just have extra bodies in ready, or we start planning now and try and get someone?
Right. At the moment, we've got 3 main central defenders in it. That's how many we've got. We've got 3. We've got Dragusin.
Just remember as well, we have this dude coming next year.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about him.
Yeah, but then what I'm going to say to you, is that most teams like Man City, they've got 4. Liverpool have 4. Right, you need to have 4 first team centre halves. Then the youngsters can come up and they'll get game time, like a few minutes here and there, so that they can build themselves up. And then if they're not, then they go out on loan. Yeah, but at the moment we've only got 3. Because I don't class that Ben Davies as he's not an orthodox centre half. He's a left back by trade, but he can play as a centre. But he can play as a centre half. You've also got Emerson Royale, who is a right back or a right wing back. Sorry, Nick, right wing back, but he's not an orthodox centre half as well. Now, really and truly, Tottenham need 4 centre halves to proper have a good go at it. We've only got 3, so I would say you still need another centre half. You still need one.
Damn right. And the final question we're going to do before we start wrapping up, there's 2. There's 2 we deal with. First of all, people will know this player, Morgan Gibbs-White, is people know the 2 midfielders I love in this Premier League that are English and I'd love at the club. Last summer, I wanted Eze. I actually wanted Eze over Maddison, but Maddison has been the one. So I think they both would have done an excellent job, but there's no doubt what Maddison has done to this football club. But it was Eze. It's Eze and Gibbs-White now, and I actually put Gibbs-White above Eze for me. Who would you go for, Philly?
I like Gibbs-White. I ain't going to lie. I like Gibbs-White. I love his attitude. I saw him not in the Forest versus Man United game. I love his attitude, mate. He played brilliantly, and that goal was special. I like Gibbs-White. Eze, I think that time's come and gone. I'm sorry, mate. I think we could have got him from QPR. That was a no-brainer.
Yep.
We could have bought him from QPR all those years ago, and we didn't. And it's the same with Jared Bowen. When I look at him, we could have got him from Hull City, but we didn't do that again. And they're the signings that disappoint me the most. It's not the pie in the sky like Koundé or Bastoni that disappoint me. It's the ones like Eze, the ones like Bowen, the ones like they're the ones that disappoint me the most because they're young players here that can grow into this team and take us further. But
it's a great shout. I can completely agree with that, and that's the thing as well. I think what we've got to see as well when we talk about is Levy changing, is Levy whatever, is you look at his repertoire of deals that have fallen through, whether they be youngsters or the big stars that have flopped for whatever reason. That conversion rate, I think, is changing over the last year. I don't think we can question that on both sides. But it needs to improve. But it's a great point you raise, Philly, about the youngsters that have got away. Who would you go for in the remaining of the window? Let's just say you can go for one player flat out to get, realistically, obviously.
But this window, okay, I'll give two answers. Firstly, in response to what you were saying about Gibbs White, where would that leave Alfie Devine? So for me, we've got Devine.
Alfie Devine,
Kid's going to be he's a great talent. I wouldn't bring anybody in to block his pathway. Secondly, the one player I would bring in now I would sell Højbjerg and put the money towards Calvin Phillips.
You'll go okay. What I will say with Alfie will be more of a 6, and Morgan Gibbs White, who I think can play there. The versatility, Alfie can play anywhere across the middle three, and I think this guy, as much as he plays creative for Forest, I think he can play anywhere as well. So you're right, though. The pathway with Maddison, with all of these, but this Gibbs White is someone I really hope we do keep a close eye on. And Mark, if you have one player we can focus on this window, who are you going for?
That Gibbs White has been absolutely amazing. I wouldn't mind him, obviously, but the way things are going at the moment is is that loan to buy. You know, like we've done with Werner. See how they are. I mean, I'd like us to get sort of a youngster, like a 20-year-old that's got plenty of promise. Bring him in, see how he does. But it's like you said, I don't want, because we've got some talent in the under 21s, under 18s, well, especially the under 21s. There's some talent in there. You don't want them being curtailed. They're like development, so.
There you go. I think that's also answered George's question as well. I think there will be more, but now with these two being brought in, I think it's now Outgoings, and then bring in. For once, we're in a position where we've brought 2 in. Now Spurs fans are like, okay, do what you got to do, get your players out. If another player comes up, this is when, if Spurs come out now and say we're looking for opportunities, yes, I'll be annoyed that word's come up, and I still think we need one more. But it's like, okay, done. You brought 2 in. Get Dier going is massive.
Lloris has gone as well, Brian.
Spencer's got. There's another one.
Lloris and Spence. That's 3.
There you go, so, mate. Honestly, I honestly think it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas again in January. Let's all be.
Yeah, but brother, don't you think that we're acting from a position of strength for the first time in a long time? Tottenham are acting from a position of strength, and the best thing to do is to strike while the iron is hot. And this is about time that the club did that. This is a great mate. This guy, Bellingham's brother, is a great shout. Is an absolute great shout. There's another one from Joris Kilman. We've got Gallagher or Jimenez from Feyenoord. And the final thing I'm going to do is there's a message that I saw earlier from James Flower, and it's just me. I just want to say congratulations on mine. You're so good to see me happy again. The reason I'm happy again is mental health has all been cleared, got the help I needed, and people know what I think about that. And we'll be doing another special, but a lot of it, and I do mean a lot of it, is because I surround myself with good people. 3 of them are on this screen right now that are always there for me, like I am for them. Thankfully, and everyone in this community, and I mean the 333 in the chat, whether you know me, speak to me on social media or whatever, the way that I get on in the morning and get to chat to you guys and chill and everything, you're a huge reason behind it. And it's why I keep talking so much about mental health. The difference people can make just being there for people and surrounding yourself with good people. I cannot express how important it is. And I am very, very lucky. During the summer, I kind of went on a mass clear out. One of the biggest sayings that I follow by is my next tattoo is, if you're absent during my struggle, don't expect to be present in my success.
Yeah.
And I got rid of every single person that was literally absent during my struggle. So the people I surround myself now, are present for my success, whether it be the channel growing, whether it be everything in my personal, everything is good. And I cannot thank everyone enough for all the help that you give me. You have no idea how much it means. And on that note, we're going to wrap up. Philly, where can people find you, brother?
You can find me in my Brother from Another Mother channel, which is Football Heritage with Sava. And you can find me on your platform, my brother, Tottenham on Tour. Sometimes I'm in Tottenham away, but I'm in most Spurs content. You will always find me there. And anyone who needs to reach out, I'm there to be talked to. And I love this community, mate. This community is absolutely brilliant. Thank you, everybody from Cuba 99 to the boys at Spurs related there. Everybody, thank you very much.
Ian, sir, where can people find you?
Twitter at Lubo_61, on Spaces, and of course on here. The show.
There you go. Always a pleasure, Ian. And Mr. Cousins, where can people find you?
The only social media I use, really, I've got all of them, but I never look at Twitter because it's too poisonous. Instagram is now and again. Facebook, that's the one I look at all the time. And on here.
There you go. Well, listen, Twitter can be, I will tell you, Twitter can be a very, very dark place. But there's a group assembling called Guardians of the Pumba, which is, I'm in a group chat. I don't do group chats. I don't do them, but I do this one. It is the most friendly, positive, and when Twitter is a shithole, that group, like I said, on your timeline, if you want to be covered with your timeline, rather than seeing cesspool comments, you want to see random pigeon gifs, or now there's Timo tarts, so Twitter is going to get flooded with Mr. Kipling cakes and pigeons. You need to be a member of the Guardians of the Pumba. You need to reach out to myself, Craig Sullivan, Ray the Yid. There is Sean Slater. There's a load of us. If anyone wants to have some positivity in their life, just reach out to one of us and we'll get you in Guardians of the Pumba. But on that note, everyone have a very, very good day. We will be back tomorrow with Cockerel Doodle Doo. I believe that there will be a throw-in from Rez regarding Eric Dier coming out very, very shortly. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and as always, Levy out.